Dozy old buffer.
What are you doing?
These people are here to provide a service, but do they? No. Open when they like, close when they like.
Darling, is this a good idea?
What are we supposed to do? Run out of petrol in the middle of nowhere because some dozy old mechanics decided to knock off early?
Will you leave that to me? Have you put towels in all the rooms?
It's all done now, stop worrying.
How many are you expecting?
Full house, Bernie. Still, it's good for business.
I don't believe in shooting myself. Poor little pigeons, what harm have they ever done?
It's clay pigeon shooting they're doing, not real pigeons.
Mr. Scripps, someone's robbing the garage.
What?
Well, they're out there now stealing the petrol. I've just seen them.
Don't get too far. I've got my bike with the back.
Norton. Sorry we're a bit late. Stop off for a quick jar. Robin Emerson, chairman of Ashfordley Young Farmers.
Yeah, welcome to Ashfordley Hall. We'd be grateful if all competitors would check their guns into the gun room overnight.
Certainly. This is my sister, Carol. She's in charge of all the kit. Hello.
And him, too. First time we've held the regional selection shoot somewhere quite so posh.
Well, I hope we've got all the facilities to make your stay a successful one.
A couple of barrels, that should do it.
Come and have a drink.
Do you know, beats me why Merson volunteered us for this lark.
Stop complaining. Gets you out of the house, doesn't it?
Gets you out of the house, you mean?
Well, you'll be an old married man yourself soon, won't you?
Is this where we check our guns?
Yes, sir. If I could just see your shotgun certificates.
Cheer up, mate. It may never happen.
Listen up, everyone. Girls, we'll be staying at the pub. Boys, we found some nice, cosy and separate accommodation for you just down the road. Mr. Norton will give you directions.
Can't I bunk in with you, Carol?
I was beginning to think you'd chickened out, Fisher.
In your dreams?
Had to stop for petrol.
Oh, look here, my good man. This is getting beyond a joke.
I agree. Stealing petrol isn't funny, it's theft. You're under arrest.
Well, for goodness sake, I didn't steal it.
A witness saw you taking petrol from the garage without paying, so yes, you did.
Look, the garage was closed and I needed to fill up. I left a note to say that I'd settle with them later.
I think there's been some kind of misunderstanding here. Where did you leave this so-called note?
On the petrol pump. Look, what's the name of the fellow that owns the place?
Bernie Scripps.
Yeah, right, Scripps. Look, I've been in there before. If they don't know my name, they certainly know my father's. I'll pay him tomorrow, OK?
Is that OK? If he's telling the truth.
Oh, come on. Let's go for it.
If I could just draw your attention to the ablutions, gentlemen. They're outside on the left. Be careful with the privy door. The hinge is a bit loose. There will be...
We actually pay him for this?
We all agreed, cheap and cheerful.
Now, breakfast is included, and my chef here, David, will take your orders.
This is a joke, right?
There wasn't enough room for us all to stay at the pub, so it seemed only right to defer to the ladies.
Oh, we're the ones shooting tomorrow, not them.
Worried, are you, Toby?
Not in the least. I was the one that made it through to the final last year.
That was before Robert came home.
Practiced much in London, did you?
He's still the best shot round here.
Care to put your money where your mouth is, Don?
Yeah, I'll put a fiver on Robert.
A fiver?
What do you suggest?
£100 says I'm the one that'll go through to the final, not you.
It's all right for you, Toby. You've got your old man's money behind you.
Yes, I suppose you are just a poor sheep farmer.
100 it is. May the best man win.
I will. Right, I think I'll leave you Boy Scouts to it. I've no intention of sleeping in a barn.
Found this note stuck to the pump. Says he owes me for 10 gallons.
Well, at least he's telling the truth.
He still broke my padlock.
Well, I say nick him anyway. A night in the cells will improve his attitude.
And who's going to babysit him? You? Look, I don't want any trouble, especially from his father. I just want the money.
OK, you're in rooms 4 and 6.
Right. Sally, I'll share with you.
Well, I'm glad someone's in charge.
Once the lads arrive, you might need an extra pair of hands behind the bar. I'd be happy to help.
I'll bet you know how to keep them in order and all.
They're a bit like dogs. Recognise authority from your tone of voice.
They seem a decent enough bunch, David. Shouldn't be any trouble.
How am I meant to do all those breakfasts on my own?
Oh, you'll manage.
We've only got one frying pan.
David, the catering is your department. I'll leave the practical details to you.
All right, I've only got one pair of hands.
You were lucky to get served.
Don't upset me. I'm the referee.
Lord Ashfordley must be pleased with you.
It's all about making the best of the estate's assets. Well, he's taken himself off for the weekend, though. Can't say I blame him.
He must trust you.
I'm a very trustworthy chap.
Can I buy you lads a drink?
There's no need. I'm not going to nick your mate.
Look, I'm sorry about what happened at your garage, Mr. Scripps.
He isn't, though, is he? Arrogant little so-and-so.
That should cover it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but...
Can't you leave it to Toby Fisher to sort out his own mess?
I'm chairman of the local club, not him. I feel responsible. I don't want them to think we're all hooligans.
Are you sure you should be rushing around like this?
I've got a pub full of customers in case you hadn't noticed.
Yeah, well, I could help out. At least in the kitchen, I could butter a few loaves.
You'll just get under me feet. You've been like a mother hen ever since.
They said you should take it easy.
Look, I don't want to take it easy. Stop fussing, will ya? It's getting on my nerves.
Just what we need to soak up all this ale.
Better make some more then, eh?
You all right, mate? It's Gina. She won't stop. She won't be helped. At least not by me.
Well, she's been through a lot. But you both have.
Some days I can't get him out of my head. You know, his tiny little hands. You could squeeze your finger, you know.
Why don't you go home? Have an early night.
I'd give anything. I'd do. Anything if he only... if he lived.
I know.
I don't know what looks more tasty. Them or you?
Hey, cheeky.
Come on, give us another.
Well, that's your lot, right?
Leave it, Phil. He's just had a few. Yeah, I'm fine. I just want to talk to Gina. All right. What was that about?
What?
Well, you're too upset to give me the time of day, but you can still flirt with some bloke.
What bloke? What are you going on about?
Oh, come on, you can't deny it. I was stood there watching you.
Phil, go home because I've had enough of this.
Yeah, that'd suit you, wouldn't it? Give you free rein to chat up whoever you like.
I'm not your property, you know.
Yeah? We are getting married.
Don't remind me.
What's that supposed to mean?
We were only getting married because of the baby. Now he's gone.
So you don't want to marry me?
I just want things to get back to normal. You know, a wedding after all this just feels wrong.
Nice shout.
They mate, still looking on the bright side.
Not your flipping mate! You got that?
I don't know what you thought you were playing at, Bellamy.
I'm really sorry, Sarge.
You're sorry? An unprovoked assault in a public house? And you've the gall to stand here as if butter wouldn't melt in your mouth?
They were being quite aggravating, Sarge.
I don't care! What you did was totally wrong.
I know that, Sarge.
You better hope that Mr. Emerson doesn't decide to prosecute.
Well, I don't think he will. He was pretty drunk.
Now, I realise things haven't exactly been easy for you recently, Bellamy. So I'm not going to take any disciplinary action this time.
Thank you, Sarge.
Crane can cover the clay pigeon shooting instead of you. You're confined to the station for the weekend. Those filing cabinets in the duty room could do with a proper sort out.
Right, Sarge.
And you're to stay away from the pub and those young farmers. Do I make myself clear? Right. What about this business outside the garage?
Rise and shine, breakfast is served.
He certainly gave me quite a whack, that cop. You sure he didn't give me a whack too? Because my head's killing me.
Well, that's the beer, mate.
Oh. You, got any brown sauce?
Brown sauce, certainly, sir. Brown sauce, David.
I don't think we've got any.
Well, find some. Well, come on, before his breakfast gets cold.
You find it!
What?
Honestly, it's just cook, fetch, carry. I've had enough.
Temperamental.
Mr. Fisher, I'm Sergeant Merton.
Ah, well, presumably you've come here to apologise for the outrageous behaviour of some of your officers.
I've come to discuss an alleged theft.
Not the vicious assault on Mr. Emerson.
That is being dealt with. I'm not sure it's any concern of yours. You don't deny that you took petrol from the garage last night after it was shut?
I thought I'd sorted all that out with this fellow.
Well, now you have to sort it out with me. And I'm issuing you with an official caution. I don't care how rich you are, or who your father is. Breaking the lock on a petrol pump to obtain fuel is a crime. If you do it again, you'll be prosecuted. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand, Sergeant. May I finish my breakfast?
Enjoy the shooting competition, Mr. Fisher.
Sorry about the delay. Small industrial dispute in the kitchen.
I'm afraid we've got to go.
Waste not. Want not?
We've got a problem at the farm. Jack just phoned. The ram's gone lame.
Well, Jack's the shepherd. Surely he knows what to do.
It's a valuable animal. He doesn't want to be held responsible.
If you've got to go all the way home and then come back, you'll miss the first eat.
Oh, that'll please Toby Fisher.
The farm has to come first, Rob.
Yeah, I know. And I don't need you to tell me that, okay?
Clearly you do, or you wouldn't be reacting like a little boy who's been told he can't go out and play.
You've always got to have a go, haven't you? Be the bossy big sister.
I'm the one that kept that farm going. When Dad was ill, when you were in London, I didn't get days off to go shooting.
I know, I'm sorry.
We've got a big enough vet bill already, and we can't afford to lose that ram.
I bet Toby Fisher 100 quid that I'd beat him.
Oh, Robert, why?
Because...
He needs taking down a peg or two.
What am I going to do? If I Welsh on the bet, he'll still want his money.
Go to the shoot. I'll sort it out.
Thanks, Carol.
thought you were going to sort this lot out.
I am.
Well, you haven't got very far.
Give it a rest, will you, Alf? I'm trying to sort something else out. Gina? Oh, hello.
How are you, Phil? Oh, Phil, you've just missed her. Yeah, we're doing the catering up at the hall for the clay pigeon shoot. Yeah, it's a buffet lunch. I'm just helping out.
Three out of three, Toby. Oh, excuse that.
Paul!
Oh, bad luck, mate.
We're only practicing. Takes me time to warm up.
Face it, Toby. He's going to wipe the floor with you this afternoon.
We'll see. I'm glad you decided to come.
How could I resist a lazy afternoon in the fresh air?
I'm fine. Oh, Dr. Merrick, thank goodness you're here. Don's just been really sick.
You're right. I don't think there's much we can do ourselves. I'll go and ring the vet.
You all right, Kev?
It's me gran. She died in the night.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Oh, yeah. Easy to say that now. 50 years she lived in that cottage. Broke her out leaving it.
She was an old lady. She couldn't manage on her own anymore. There was no alternative.
Only because Robert wanted his money to pay for his fancy sports car and the like. Your father'd never put her out.
It wasn't like that.
Not much. You can tell him from me. He should have stayed in London.
Right then, I'll leave you to it.
What are you doing this afternoon, then?
Well, if I'm lucky, out. But if Mrs. Ventris gets her way, which she probably will, it'll be shopped.
Well, you'd be better off here, then. No one to bother you.
Aye.
Then do us a swap. Alf, please.
Merton told you to stop here. You'll get into even more trouble.
I'm already in trouble. With Gina. Look, I need to see her. I need to sort it out before she thinks I don't care.
All right. But be it on your own head.
Thanks, Alf. You're a saint.
You seen Alfred? I can't find him anywhere.
Well, he's your flipping dog.
You all right? You look a bit poorly.
Oh, you've noticed, have you? I reckon those sausages I cooked were definitely off.
Not the ones that I left on the side. Oh, they had green mould on them.
Mould? You might have said.
Hey, you didn't give any to Alfred, did you?
I'm the one that's ill. All you seem to be concerned about is your dog.
You know, you were the one that was cooking mouldy sausages, not him.
Ooh. Oh.
Gina? I'm really sorry about last night. I was being completely stupid, and I just wanted to...
Phil, we've got to face facts. It's never going to work.
You don't really mean that. You're just annoyed at me. And quite rightly so, but...
I'm not going to marry you.
But it's all arranged.
I'm sorry. I can't do it.
There you go, love.
I reckon you owe me an apology.
What?
Look, I'm not a vengeful bloke, but I could have your job, you know.
Yeah? You can have another smack in the mouth in a minute if you don't get out of my way.
Hey, come on, Phil. Out of here now.
I just want to talk to Gina.
Well, later, mate. She's busy.
Can't imagine why she'd be interested in a nutter like you.
Okay, what would you know about it, eh? Hey, what would you know about it?
Come on, outside. No.
Just calm down.
It's going to get easier, Phil. It'll be okay.
How? I've lost everything.
It's been pretty hard on him and Gina.
Paul!
Didn't even know they were a couple.
Well, they're not anymore, apparently.
Look, I don't want to take any action against the poor bloke. Sounds like he's been through enough.
Thanks. I'm glad you see it that way.
Go on, have a go. You know you want to. You shot before?
Yeah, my dad saw me. He was in the army.
You see, I knew. My dad loved shooting. Taught me and my sister.
Yeah? Paul!
You're lucky. The bullet has torn through some muscle, but it's missed the bone.
Oh, it hurts like hell.
Couldn't see him. Completely disappeared.
What on earth is going on?
Maybe Toby Fisher's more worried about losing than he makes out.
Don't be daft, Don. He'd hardly try and shoot me.
Well, somebody has. Better go and call the station.
I can do that.
Thanks.
You don't really think Toby would take a crack at me, do you?
Well, I don't see him anywhere around. Do you?
When the truth is found to be lies, know the truth within you.
Phil?
Dies, don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Don't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love.
Sergeant Merton's just come in. I'll tell him now, and he'll be out there straight away.
Where's Bellamy?
There's a problem out at the hall, Sarge. One of the competitors has been shot.
By accident?
No, it seemed to be deliberate.
And that's where Bellamy's gone, is it? Are you covering for him, Ventris?
Sarge, he's had a terrible time recently. He just wanted to talk to Gina.
I've been very lenient with him. Nobody can say I haven't been. But I will not have my orders flouted. And get this place cleaned up. It's supposed to be a police station.
Sarge?
Fill me in.
Robert Emerson was shot in the arm by an unknown assailant. He's hiding in the trees over there. I had a look round, and I found this.
A rifle, then, not a shotgun.
I'd say that was a .22 cartridge.
How is Emerson?
Winged. Dr. Merrick's treated.
I don't have to tell you anything, and I resent the implication.
Now, come on now, lads. Let's stop this.
It was him that shot Robert. It's obvious.
Well, I'm not the one that threatened him. Everyone saw it in the marquee.
Who threatened Robert?
Your bully boy had another go at him.
What?
Bellamy was upset with Gina. Him and Emerson had words.
Words? You practically had to drag him out of the tent backwards.
Where is Bellamy?
I don't know, Sarge.
Find him.
I'm definitely out of the competition then.
Definitely. Come in. Oh my goodness, I just heard. Are you all right?
Oh, I just clipped my arm.
Who on earth would want to hurt you?
Not exactly. It was probably just an accident, a stray shot.
From a rifle?
Some of the lads had quite a skinful last night. We're all just practicing this morning. They muck about a bit sometimes.
Practice should have been better organised.
The main problem here is who's going to replace me. I don't want to lose the bet with Toby.
Is that all you can think about? You could have been killed.
You want that smug so-and-so to go through to the finals representing Ashfordley?
No, but...
Of course, there's Don, but quite frankly, I don't think he's up to it. I hate to say it, old girl, but
I think it's going to have to be you.
Me?
Well, you're easily as good a shot as I am. Come on, you know you are. Back me up, Dr. Merrick.
Uh-huh.
The honour of the club is at stake.
You always find a way of landing me in it, don't you?
I bet Robert £100 I'd beat him this weekend, but I can assure you, Sergeant, I wouldn't be out of pocket if I lost twice that much.
Your pride would take a knock.
I take pride in only being interested in winning fairly and squarely. What's the point otherwise?
So where were you when Robert Emerson was shot? There seems to be a consensus that you weren't in the marquee having lunch with everyone else.
I was walking with my girlfriend.
You won't mind if I confirm that with her?
It's a little bit tricky, Sergeant.
Yes, sir, often is.
Kate, my girlfriend, was in the marquee having lunch. I was walking with Sally.
And who's Sally?
Richard's girlfriend.
Who's Richard?
He's a friend of mine. I wouldn't want him to know about Sally and I.
Going for a walk.
Exactly. Might get the wrong idea. You know how people are. I wouldn't want to upset him.
Well, if you indicate the young lady in question, I will speak to her discreetly.
I would be very grateful, Sergeant.
You look like you've lost a shilling and found sixpence.
Yeah, I've lost Alfred.
Well, he never goes far.
I think he's gone away to die.
What?
Well, it's what animals do, isn't it? When they get poorly, they go and find somewhere to hide, and then they just curl up and die.
What's wrong with him?
He ate some sausages that Mr. Vernon cooked.
Well, I know Vernon's not a very good cook, but I don't think he'd kill anyone.
I've looked everywhere. Give him a proper send-off, won't you, Mr. Scripps?
What? He'll turn up.
Oh, you poor thing, Robert. Does it hurt?
I'll survive. Don's been flinging accusations about. I hope you don't think it has anything to do with me.
Well, that's a matter for the police.
Look, I don't want to win because you were forced to withdraw.
Well, you haven't won yet. And if you're serious, we could always transfer the bet.
What, me against Don?
You against Carol.
I've never had a woman taking part before.
Why not? There's nothing against it in the rules.
I wouldn't want to shoot.
I doubt if you could hit a barn door, darling. Fair enough. It's a bet.
Dennis? Phil Bellamy turned up yet?
Crane's still looking. You don't seriously think it was him, do you? That's not the Bellamy I know, but grief does odd things to people. Listen, I did actually see...
Sergeant, my sister's got something she wants to tell you.
Robert, I'm really not sure about this.
Well, it makes perfect sense to me. An old lady who was until recently a tenant in a cottage of ours has just died. It seems her grandson blames me.
He was upset, understandably.
Why does he blame you?
When my father left the farm to me last year, there were considerable debts. Carol had done her best to run the place, but that was a bit old-fashioned. I needed to sell the cottages to get the bank off my back.
You turned this old lady out.
She couldn't take care of herself anymore.
Carol found her a very nice place in an old people's home.
When did she die?
Last night. Her grandson came around this morning. He was very upset.
See, you have your undertaker's hat on today.
Oh, Mrs. Clark, I'm just off to Aidensfield Court to collect the body.
Who made the arrangements? The grandson?
Kevin, aye. Not a bad lad. Is he in trouble?
Did he talk to you about the old lady's death at all?
Well, it wasn't unexpected, but he was terribly cut up.
Any idea where I might find him?
Said he was going to get roaring drunk.
It's going to be quite some hangover. But around 1 o'clock, he was definitely in the pub.
He propped up the bar from 11 this morning till I got a couple of lads to carry him out.
I don't suppose Phil Bellamy's been in, has he?
No. I expect your wife will tell you, so I'm not giving any secrets away. Gina's decided to give him the elbow.
I have a feeling she's already done it.
Delta Alpha 2-4 to control, over.
Control receiving. Go ahead, Steve. Over.
I found Bellamy's car abandoned on the back road behind Ashfordley Woods. You better let Merton know. Out.
Paul!
Bang on. Come on, old girl.
Paul!
And that completes yet another clear round for Miss Emerson.
After it happened, I came in to use the phone to call you. That's when I saw Phil. He was coming out of the gun room. I called out to him.
And he had you?
Oh, yes, he turned round. And then he just sort of carried on, disappeared outside. There are a couple of 2-2 rifles. These two, they belong to Lord Ashfordley.
I'll have to take these for ballistics examination.
Yes, of course.
Don't you think this is all a bit far-fetched? I mean, can Phil even shoot?
Oh, yes. He seemed a bit gloomy when we were waiting for everyone to arrive yesterday, so I suggested we shoot a few clays to cheer him up. He was pretty good.
Where can he be? It's all my fault.
No, it isn't, Gina. Look, he wouldn't just go off and shoot at a complete stranger, even after what you'd said to him. Would he, Dennis?
Did he have anything against Robert Emerson, Gina?
I don't know. I mean, he thought I was flirting with him in the pub last night.
Still nothing?
No. His helmet was in the back of the car and the keys in the ignition.
You can't seriously think Phil would get a gun and shoot someone.
I'm not sure what to think, Gina. If he's had some kind of breakdown, who knows?
Thank you. Oh, I don't know. Feels a bit hard to enjoy ourselves given the circumstances.
Well, police will find him sooner or later.
The longer he's missing, the worse it looks for him.
Well, it's no consolation, but if he did shoot Emerson, I don't think he used one of Lord Ashfordley's rifles.
Why not?
Well, his lordship's very particular about his guns. He cleans them all himself. And the rifles Merton took away, I'd be very surprised if they'd been fired. They look too clean.
Let's hope you're right. I could get quite used to this, you know. Glass of wine by a huge crackling fire.
Well, I wish you would.
I wouldn't want you to think that I'm only interested in the trappings.
Well, so you are interested.
I think we've pretty much established that already, haven't we? That could be for me. I'm on call, I'm afraid, so I had to leave a number.
Phil! Where the hell have you been? I've been searching for you for ages.
I just went for a walk on the moors. I must have gone on for miles. I just needed to clear my head. I'm pretty cold though, mate. Great. I'm starving.
I hope you're ready for this.
As I'll ever be.
So, the Wanderer returns.
I can't explain, Sarge.
That would be a start.
When Gina told me she didn't want to marry me, it was the last straw. I'd had enough. I just needed to get away from everyone.
Why didn't you stop when Ben Norton saw you?
Well, I didn't know what had happened. You know, the shooting and that. It was a complete surprise to me when Steve told me. I know I'd had a go at him, but he just kept getting in the way. Every time I wanted to talk to Gina, I'd turn round and there he was. But, hey, Sarge, I'd never have taken a shot at him.
Well, what were you doing in the gun room?
I just needed to get some fresh air. You know, straighten my head out. Well, a walk on the moors usually does the trick, so I was in the gun room to get a waterproof and some hiking boots.
Do you know if the police have found out any more?
Not that I've heard. Who do you think could have done such a thing?
Well, to begin with, I agree with Don. It's very convenient for Toby. I get my right arm clipped, nothing too serious, when I'm out of the competition.
You'd have to be a very accurate rifle shot to manage that.
And Toby is. He's the only person, really, who can shoot that well, and he's certainly desperate to win. But I gather he was canoodling with someone else's girlfriend at the time, and I don't think he'd admit to that unless it were true.
Lucky your sister's ready to step into the breach, then.
Yeah, I reckon we might still win, which is something, I suppose.
Paul! When their father died last year, he left the farm just to Robert.
Not to both of them.
Sounds like he was very much of the old school. Sons inherit, daughters get married.
So Carol was running the place, wasn't she?
I treated Tom Emerson. He had a bad heart. The last couple of years of his life, he wasn't capable of working at all. He relied entirely on his daughter.
And then her younger brother comes back from London and gets everything.
Paul! I think I'd be pretty resentful.
Well done, old girl. Marvellous shooting.
There he is! Over there! In the trees!
David? What are you playing at?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Crane. I was just looking for Alfred.
You okay?
Yeah. I'm confined to barracks until this lot's sorted.
I'm really sorry, Phil.
No. No, don't be. I'm glad you were honest with me.
There are better ways of telling you, though.
I don't think it'd have made much difference, would it?
I just need to keep busy. You know, and running the pub and having a laugh with the customers, it just helps me forget a bit.
And being with me reminds you.
Suppose it does, really. I sort of think losing Daniel was a sign that me and you were never meant to be together.
Look, Gina. Losing a baby's a terrible thing. But people get through it. They have other babies.
No, Phil. I could never go through that again. It'd be too hard.
Well, later on you might feel different.
I doubt it.
Gina. I'll always love you, Gina.
And I love you too. But we'll always be mates, won't we?
Yeah. Of course we will.
Right. I'll go.
Paul! Thank you to everyone who's taken part. It's been a wonderful competition. And it gives me great pleasure to announce that the winner is Carol Emerson.
Hey!
Well done.
Through to the final, mate. 2 months' time, he'll be fit for anything, eh, Carol?
What do you mean?
Well, Robert's going to the national final.
I won, not Robert.
But you were just standing in for me.
Yeah, the club won. That's the important thing.
But it was me.
Certainly was. Well done, Carol. You deserve this. And you deserve to represent us.
Thanks.
Mr. Norton, surely it's the club who qualifies, not the individual.
I think it's up to the chairman and officers of each club to decide who represents them.
Come on, Carol. You can't be fair to Robert. You were just a stand-in. It's his show.
It's always his show.
Let me talk to her.
Did you win then?
I never win. You fill this up for me, Mr. Scripps. Carol, I didn't get a chance to congratulate you. You should be congratulating my marvellous little brother.
I overheard the discussion. I do think it's very unfair.
No, it isn't. Shooting's a boys' game, like farming. All my life I've had to stand aside for Robert. I'm used to it.
Hey.
Carol, it was you who shot him in the arm, wasn't it? Carol, you haven't answered me.
Did she say anything?
She didn't have to.
Dad bought me a new rifle for my birthday, just before he died. Whenever I take it out of the house, I always make a point of keeping it under lock and key. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Carol must have taken it.
What are you doing? I'll give you a demonstration, shall I? Carol. Carol, stop it!
Carol.
Remember Dad's lighter, Rob. He gave it to me because you didn't want it. You don't smoke. Neither do I. I was just glad to be given anything.
Carol, you can go to the final.
I'm more likely to go to jail. I tried to kill you. Haven't you figured that out yet?
You shot me in the arm. If you tried to kill me, I'd be dead.
I just wanted something for me.
I know, old girl. I have been stupid and selfish. Dad should have left the farm to both of us. It's only fair. But I'm going to speak to the solicitors. Do something about that.
Oh, Robbie. I didn't mean to.
Of course you didn't.
Warm water, honestly.
It'll help settle your stomach.
Yeah, that's more than Alfred's been getting.
Oh, David, will you shut up about that dog? It wasn't my fault.
David, come here. I've been waiting for you to come in. Where have you been?
Well, I was just...
Woke me up at 2 this morning, rummaging in the dustbins. Do you feed him?
Alfred! Well, he was sick. I never thought I'd see him again.
Good for business, I suppose. Yeah, and you did a great job.
So, did Emerson sort it out with his sister?
Well, he adamantly refuses to press charges against her.
She was lucky.
And she's not the only one. Hey, Phil.
You're right, Phil.
Yeah. No hard feelings, eh?
They're lovely.
Almost a bit corny, but...
Roses are never corny.
So, you still working?
No, I've finished. And I'm not on call tonight either.
Well, in that case... Maybe we should carry on where we left off.
Ever heard of Shine Fresh?
You sure this is the insulin Jack was using?
I suppose it must have been.
Everyone makes money.
It's brilliant.
You think he died because I made a mistake?
These recruits are the new recruits that my recruits recruit. Eh?
You killed him! You killed Jack!